let's make sure that given an equation, we can make a graph of the line that goes with it. Here's what I recommend. Take a look at your equation and begin with your y-intercept. That's the b number that comes from the back. That is your starting point on the y-axis. So I'm going to put a point at a height of -4 on the y-axis. Next, the slope tells me how to move to another point on the line that we can then draw through. So for your slope, this time it's the number -2. I want you to think of it as a fraction, -2/1. This tells you how much you move up and how much you move to the right. Now, negative up just means down. So from this starting point, we're going to move 2 spots down because of the negative and 1 spot to the right. So 2 spots down and 1 spot to the right. Your final task is to then just draw a line between those. So here we go. Something like this. Now use a straight edge. If you're drawing by hand, use a straight edge. So the edge of a marker board or the edge of a pencil to make your line nice and straight. And you should also put arrows on the end of your line, just like that. So quick recap. Look at the y-intercept of your equation for your starting point. Use the slope to tell you how to move to another point and then draw the line between them. Would you please do a quick pause? I'd like you to try these 2 examples in your practice packet and then unpause when you're ready to check them. Okay, here we go. When there's no number written on the end, that's really like a +0. So our starting point this time is at a height of 0. The slope then is this number 5, which is the fraction 5/1. So to get to my next point, I'm going to move up 5 spots and right 1 spot. So from the starting point, up 5 spots, right 1 spot. And we then make our line between them. So something like this. And then I'm going to make sure I have arrows on both ends. There you go. That's your line. Maybe going to do a slight adjustment. There we go. I like that a little better. Going nice and cleanly through those 2 points that we made. Next up, let's do the same thing over here. This time, the starting point, the +1 on the back. So starting at a height of 1. And then use your slope number to tell you how to move. Now, when your slope is negative, I'm going to encourage you to put that negative on the top of the fraction. Every single time. Because negative up just means down. So we're going to move from our starting point, 1 spot down and 5 spots to the right. 1 spot down and 5 spots to the right. Our line then goes through those 2 points with arrows on both ends. And always give it a quick look when you're finished. I see here that my slope is a negative number, so make sure that your line's going down. Ours is. I also see that my slope is a fairly small fraction, so my line should be relatively flat. Higher slopes give you steeper lines. So on this one, where we had a positive slope, line goes up, and 5, that's bigger than 1, so the slope goes up very steeply.